The Flying Squad Police Unit last Saturday killed 2 suspected young gangsters in Eastleigh, Nairobi. The 2 were killed in broad daylight, eliciting immense, or rather varied reactions from the public. So we are in the streets of Nairobi to find out what do Nairobi residents make of what the police did on Saturday. Was that the best way the police could have acted? Did they act within the law?
No, I don't think if the police acted within the law, because the work of the police is to maintain law and order. And even in war-torn countries, the captive of wars are always captured alive. For that reason, this police went against the Constitution. In the Article 26 of the Kenyan Constitution, we are told that life is sacred and nobody is allowed to take life. We are also, it is extended to somewhere that life can only be taken when we have a state of emergency or a rebellion within a state. For that reason, this police officer who happened to have done this thing, this is not the first time. I also saw him sometimes in areas around Bondeni, killing 5 unarmed young men on a line. This is uncalled for in a country that respects the rule of law.
We cannot have a situation of mob justice. The fact that the mob says that this person killed this or he did this, obviously there is a lot of room for an error. The police need to arrest the person needed to be properly and fully identified, and then there is obviously an external person to verify the police. The police cannot be both the executor, the judge, the administrator, and everything, unless we have a police state. And in Kenya, for all practical purposes, we have a constitution that protects the rights of both the criminal or even somebody who you suspect has done something. You cannot just take law in your hands. The police themselves are one. They are also parents. It is true. They are also citizens. They need to be answerable to the law.
To me, I think it was not right to act the way they acted in the public, and they should have followed the right procedure to arrest and then be arraigned in court. Because to do it like this before the public is one of the things that we don't recommend the police to act. It was not the right way because it was too much on the open air to the public.
We must look at both scenarios, where the police officer also being handled by the gangs. In the another part, gangs are also working hard. Like for example, we saw some in Facebook. Some are gazetted today. So the condition is, it is a war between the gang and the police officer. It's also involved the lives of the civilian people who unarmed civilians like us. So in that scenario, I also criticize the act on how police can take somebody in front of people then kill.
Naweza sema polisi hawakuwa na makosa, walifanya kazi yao vile inafaa. Kwa maana hata hao gangster wakikupata wanakumaliza, hawawezi wakakuacha. So hata huyo polisi alikuwa ameuliwa, right ya polisi ni gani? Hata yeye aliuawa. So mimi naona polisi hawana makosa hapo.
For us to know the truth, we need both. We need everybody alive. We need to know the truth behind the killings. Now, you cannot ask a dead person a question. What happened? Were you a robber? Were you a thief? You know, you cannot ask a dead person. Now, killing somebody means killing justice. You cannot know the truth behind what was happening. So we need to know the truth. And what does the Constitution entails? It tells us that anybody found, you know, everybody is, you know, people, we are guilty. We are not guilty unless found guilty by the court of law. We are not guilty. Now, killing you means you are guilty and you have not even reached the court.
The issue of organized criminal gangs within Nairobi and the Republic of Kenya at large is attributed to politicians who leave these people as orphans. And you know that the young men who after secondary or primary school lack a basic way to survive and live turn into politics, and in turning into politics, they become organized criminal gang. Before we pinpoint these young men, we must look at these politicians, because we have forces behind these organized criminal gangs. For that reason, though you can kill a person, but you cannot kill an idea in the person. These people are also imitating the people in diaspora.
What made this gang to be formed in Eastleigh? What is the root cause? You are supposed to go to the bottom of this issue and know why do we have youths forming gang groups in Eastleigh, Kayole and everywhere, and how can we solve this problem? We should not blame gang. What made them to come together? It's lack of job. The current government does not employ, in fact, it doesn't employ anyone. For the last 4 years, it did not employ anyone. So you see, lack of employment can force youth to form such a group. So we should not blame the gang, we should blame the government. Because we should have some kind of a recreation, you know, something. You should bring up something instead of blaming. Now, you know, this is a way of earning. You know, they can be even hired by other people, the rich people. This is one way of earning. We are not trying to advocate for it, but what caused this group to be formed? The government should come with an appropriate solution to this problem, not killing people. Killing is against the constitution. Now, if I have a grudge with you, I'm a police officer, I have a grudge with you, I will come and kill you and say that you are one of the gang. You see, we should stop these excuses. The government are to be blamed. The government are to be blamed, and the police officer should be arrested. Kome is a sycophant. He's a jubilee. He's just trying to find a way of being promoted. You see, you cannot just say things out of nowhere. You cannot. Who are you to give that instructions that people should be killed? Who are you? Why? How can you authorize somebody to be killed?
They are turning these criminal gangs into vitriol criminals, because now any criminal who saw what Mr. Rashid did the other day by shooting that young man will equip himself in a good way to ensure that he counter him next time. For that reason, I think that the best way, these were minors. We are told that they were 16 years of age. Arrest them and take them.
Minors, but they're dangerous.
Dangerous. But these people, by that time that they were being arrested, they should have been arrested if harmless, be taken to rehabilitation centers like YCTC.